Hi, welcome to Purple Sector. I'm Zach,
And I'm Kyle.
and we're going to talk about some F1 today. And let's get to the most important part about F1, how cool the cars look, not how fast they go. So, we are going to share our thoughts with each other, what we personally think of each livery, and we're going to rank them from S to D, and hopefully not argue about it too much, and maybe hurt some people's feelings. But
I'm definitely going to hurt
let's,
some people's
let's
feelings.
get into it. Let's piss some people off. Do you want to go first or me? And do you want to start at the bottom or the top?
I think the top is more obvious.
Or actually, let me just pick a team and we'll see where we put them.
Oh, I like that. I like random.
Okay, so I have them all pulled up, so this works. Let's start over here. Oh, cool. Your favorite team to start. What do we think about McLaren?
So I've got them at the top of my A list. They're above average. I think it's a subtle improvement on last year's livery. And I don't know what it is, but I love the extension of blue on the wheel covers. I think that just chef's kiss on top.
Interesting. I didn't even look at the wheel covers really when I looked at this car.
As a
I
car guy, I spend too much time looking at wheels.
True. I just didn't look at McLaren's wheels. That's funny. I'm not really. I was going to say I'm not really a big fan of them, but I just realized they're sticking with the Gemini logo, so it is kind of dope. I have them in my top of B, which might hurt you a little bit, but they're still just papaya and black.
True.
Which the wheels is kind of a chef's kiss, but
My
I don't know.
opinion is that there's other teams that have done less.
True, very true. Which is why they're at the top of B. They just don't like stick out. I'm like, oh yeah, that car is amazing.
I'm not upset about it. I am. It's a bit of a homer pick, um, but I've got them in A for now.
All right, so I
Let's
might be
see
convinced
who's
that they could go to A. So,
I, and I may be convinced they could go to B. It
so I'll
hurts my
put,
soul, but we'll just stick it somewhere and we'll come back to it once we
yeah,
see the
I'll write it
field.
down. Put McLaren. Okay, next team. Let's do this. Red Bull. I have them at S,
They
which
are
is
also in my
slightly
S tier.
biased because I am a Red Bull fan, but this livery is sick.
I have them in S tier as well. I've got one team higher than them. Um, but I think at least the way it looks in renderings, I think is fantastic. I am concerned that when we see this thing on track, it's going to look like the same navy dark blue that we've seen in past years. So jury's still out a little bit for me, but I do like what I see. And the touch of white around the logo is an improvement.
The white on the logo and the detail within the blue, which is more of a metallic now. So
Hmm.
the shiny got me. It's like
I
pulling a foil in a Pokemon pack or something.
I think they spent more time designing the car and less time designing the team kit because the team kit is garbage. Not a fan.
I can't remember the team kit, but
It's
let's
it's
see.
the blue and dark blue. It looks like camo. Just not down with it.
Yes, this is like the normal Red Bull. They they didn't make this one shiny. Now they made the car shiny.
Oh, they only have so
Smart
many hours
move.
in the day, and you got
Smart
to
move.
spend them somewhere.
Christian Horner's gone. Make the car shiny. Okay, so we agree on that.
Hmm.
Cool. So S tier, Red Bull. Let's go. Let's see. Let's make it fun. Aston Martin.
You go first this time.
I when I look at it, I think of the same car as last year.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't have much. I mean, I kind of like the black on the sides and kind of how it like shapes of the car, but it just looks like an Aston, and I put them in C.
Um,
Top is C,
I
but C.
Oh, okay, we're pretty far apart here. I have them at the bottom of A because I am a massive fan of nepotism. No, just kidding. It's Stroll, my favorite driver. I just love the
You got me
metallic
bad
green,
right
man.
there. I was like, I don't know if he's being serious.
No, I love their metallic green, the British racing green. I spoil my son. He's got all the cars, and that metallic green just looks so good. So yeah, they haven't done much with it, but there's a reason they haven't done much with it. I think it's solid. I don't think it's great, but I think it's solid.
You might have me convinced I was hating a little too hard. I think what got me, because when we came up with our list, we said that you could use any form of like judgment you
Hmm.
wanted. So like, did they put any effort into it? Did they change the color? Like, however you want to look at it. I think I just saw like the same thing as I always do, so I didn't think anything of it. But
Yeah, it's subtle.
so you're low A,
Low bottom of A for me.
and I'm like a C plus.
Might be another B.
Might be. Let me write this one down. Aston. All right, I'm gonna put him at B for now.
Uh,
All right, Aston. All right. You want to do a new team or an old team?
New team.
Caddy.
People are
Let me
about
hear
to
it.
flip over their tables. I have them as the second worst livery this year.
Okay.
Um, to me, it looks like someone learned that they could make gradients in Photoshop and just went crazy. Um,
Gradients are like the first thing you learn.
it's just not it for me. I think it's cool. They made an attempt. I can also get over the fact that they didn't use the other colors in Cadillac's, logos, things they use in WEC, but it's just not it for me. I also think the front on angle is going to make it look like they have a broken front wing all season because one
Gotta
side's white,
think
one
about
side's
that.
black. Um,
Oh, I have a side or like a 30-degree on angle. I forgot that it's like a split thing.
yeah, I think it got mentioned in the broadcast, even in testing. It's just confusing. I do think it looks better on track though, because your brain doesn't really think about that it's half and half. You just kind of see one side or the other. But I've got it down there in D.
I put it in C or no, I have it in low B. I thought about putting it in C. I probably should have it in C now that we talk about it more because I forgot about the split thing. I have the picture I use is a weird angle. Um, the reason I don't really like it is for introducing an American car.
Mm.
Like, I feel like USA, like how we usually dive into our country, it's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't throw any red, white, and blue, and like we didn't make any effort to like make color pop. I don't know, put like a freaking eagle on it or something. I don't know. I just feel like there's like, oh yeah, we'll just make it
Yeah,
black and white.
I
Send
I
it
mean
in.
I hope they do something special for Texas or something. But I think I heard somewhere that part of the design logic was like luxury Cadillac luxury brands like black Escalades and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I kind of get what they were doing. And I also know that Haas has kind of been there, done that, right? Like we think about Cadillac as the new team, but Haas is the original U.S. team. So um, I can see where they shied away from that, but I agree. I think it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they're U.S. based races. They do something for each of those. That'd be pretty cool. But
I
still,
hope.
I think like luxury Escalade, it's like white with beautiful trim. It's not this weird gradient. I'd almost rather them make it like all white with like really fine
Yep.
black and even I don't want maybe like a chrome or like a gold detail in there or something.
Yeah, I'd be less upset if it was a solid gradient from one color to the other, like all the way through, but then flipping the gradient on the side. And if you ever have a top-down angle on this thing, like the way it comes together in certain spots is just, it's a little funky. They had to get creative there. Um, But I think part of the new reg set is, so much of these cars need to be covered with liveries that I hope we get a lot of special liveries this year. That would be fun.
Yeah, I hope so too. We always like the special ones. Chrome McLaren, Japan Red Bull,
Japan Red Bull is up there, all time.
still on my screensaver and my phone. RB usually comes out with some good liveries.
hmm
Okay, so you had them set. So did you have them D?
I have them D.
Okay, you might convince me top of D. I'm gonna change mine from bottom B to top of D. I'm not even gonna meet you in the middle on that one. So we'll go caddy.
You might not like who's down there with them.
I have a guess actually of who you put the bottom. Do you want to hear it now before we get to them, and then don't say anything?
Sure.
Because you said you pissed people off. I'm curious if you put Audi at the bottom.
I did
I'm
not.
not even gonna look at your face right now.
I did not.
Okay, let's do Williams.
I've got Williams bottom of B. It's not a far departure from last year. Subtle improvements. I think the car got busier, which is maybe not a great thing. But it sounds like they got a lot of money from Barclays, so that's good.
Yeah, they could use it.
I think it's okay. I mean, they already kind of had the gradient of different blue colors, and this isn't that far of a departure from that. So, plus they have the Duracell on the intake box. And
Gotta love the battery. I'll never
yeah,
hate on the
that's
battery.
the best sponsor in F1.
Yeah, making your sponsor work on your car. The complete opposite of Ferrari.
Whoever came up with that idea needs to run the team.
Yes. Hopefully it was James Voss.
I take that back actually because I do love James Voss.
I have them top of C.
Okay, we're pretty close there. I could see them going to C.
I like the gambling wheel, the Jackpot City. I think that's fun. I do not like the light blue Barclays and with the white Komatsu. But I like that if you start at the nose and you have the purple fine line of Kraken going through the blues. I like that dark blue and then just stops with this light color. Where I feel like if you kept the dark, it might have looked more aggressive. I know sponsors is a whole nother thing, but I think the baby blue's too much.
Yeah, I mean they've had the Komatsu logo on a not white background before, so it could have been more solid, not so pieced together. I wonder if part of it is strategy to hide the geometry of their side pods.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Caddy was trying to do. Let's throw a gradient and split the car in half. See what I think about that. So you were
I have them at the bottom of
a
B,
B
but
minus.
I will meet you at C.
Okay, so we'll go C plus Williams. Or top of C so far. However you want to technically grade that. Alright, we've done McLaren, Williams. Let's do Racing Bulls. The bottom, very bottom for you.
Yeah, more tables getting flipped. I've got them as the worst.
We're not that far off.
It kind of pains me to say it. I wasn't that excited about it. I think it's worse than it was last year. The black and the blue on the back of the car, what are we doing? I don't understand it. And the thing that throws it over the edge for me is the white wheel covers. I know some people love it, but it's just barf. Not a fan.
No.
Especially when you've got all these other cool wheel covers and exposed spokes, and then they just have a solid white circle. Nope.
It's just so busy.
Last year's was much cleaner.
Much cleaner. Like you said, the black and the blue on the back, I feel like they should just let the white run. Which probably would have tied the wheels in, would have looked better. The wings, whatever. The only thing I actually like from this car, I do, minus the normal Red Bull top. I always have enjoyed that. But I like the number for the drivers. Other than that, the rest of the car could go away. That's the only thing I'm
Agreed.
like, that pops. That's cool.
Agreed.
Um,
I'll give him that. And for that matter, Red Bull's new racing numbers. I'm a fan.
yeah, they're dope. But this car sucks. I have them second to last. Um, I have them bottom of C, but I will definitely throw them in D with you. I have no problem doing that.
Good man.
It's just there's too much. Too much. Yeah, normally they're decent, but no.
Maybe they can fix it with their special liveries.
All right, so we basically agree on that one. Let's see, who are we missing? How many have we done?
We're missing Haas,
Few.
Audi, Mercedes, Ferrari, Alpine.
Let's do Mercs.
I've got them square in the middle. They're top of B for me.
Okay, I have them bottom of A, so we're not far off.
Yeah. Again, it's really similar to last year. They've got the gills, I'll call them, silver stripes. A lot of people are referring to those as the Adidas stripes.
Yeah.
And I think they actually came out and explained that it's actually the stripes for the AMG logo. I don't think the majority of people are going to view it that way.
No, I definitely think of Adidas when I see that.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's kind of neutral for me. I don't think it's better or worse than last year. It's kind of a side step.
Yeah, I don't have I have a few things on it. I like it. I feel like the silver arrow is always dope. The gills can go. I do think Adidas, but other than that, like I like the front end, sleek, fairly aggressive looking. They didn't go crazy. It's their normal colors. The touching thing for me was the little Mercedes stars or whatever you call them that kind of fade into the back. I think those are really cool. It's a nice touch. It almost sucks that they have to put the Microsoft colors on there. Freaking sponsors. Would have been cool if Microsoft would agree with like 4 different colored like silver or grays that you could like throw in there to like fade it into the car. But I know that's not the point of paying millions of dollars to be on the car, so I won't tear them up for that. But overall, clean.
Yeah, not good, not bad. I've got them in the middle. For me, my favorite Mercedes livery of recent times, I think it was 2024 Singapore. They swapped out all the silver for their blue. Just pops. So I'd like to see more of that blue, or in general, I guess just less of the black, more silver, more blue.
Yeah, they did the blue instead of the silver on the front.
Yep.
Yeah, and you had that top of B?
I am top of B, but I'm negotiable.
Sorry, my computer just freaked out. That was cool. I think I'm negotiable on this the more we talk about it. I think I'm cool with top of B. I think I like him better than Aston because we talked about Aston and B. Where did you had Aston? No, you had Aston and B.
I have Aston at top of A, so that would put him above Mercedes.
Yeah, no, and I had him in C, so I put him in the middle. That's what happened. Merc and B. We'll talk about Aston again. I'll see if you can convince me. Cadillac, Aston. Let's do. We'll save Haas. I feel like that's gonna be a fun talking point. Let's do Ferrari because everyone loves Ferrari.
Not a lot of people like this livery.
No, including me. Hey, but it's red.
It's a. I see people say they like the brighter red. I honestly didn't mind the darker shade that they had last year. I do think that last year's livery was better. I don't dislike this. I think it's actually quite similar in some ways to their Monza livery from last year. But assuming Lewis keeps his yellow helmet, this thing's going to look like a fried egg from the helicopter shots.
I've seen the memes.
I don't think it's bad.
Where do you have
It
them?
doesn't. I've got them right behind Mercedes in the middle of B, above Williams, but below
Yeah, I
Mercedes.
have them like dead middle. Yeah, just
Yeah,
I do not like the white, and I know it's like an HP thing, but I like the black wheels. I actually disagree with you on the red. I liked the dark red, but I actually like the Ferrari red on this.
bright red.
But I think there's way too much white, and this might just be personal opinion. I think if they made that black and outlined, you know how like the rear wing has HP on the
Yeah.
black, outlined to white. I
hmm
feel like if you do that on the top, or add a little bit more red, and then do like a black, almost like fin up top, it
Yeah.
would look way more aggressive.
Look, the more I look at it, the more of the rounded shape that I see with the white, and I think that's part of the reason that probably people don't like it is A, that round shape just doesn't fit well, so it looks a little odd at the back. There's a lot of blank space. The HP logo sucks. I think everyone can get on board with that. Um, just let them color it, or at least be white. Um, but if that white shape was a little bit more aggressive, that might improve it.
Yeah, you could follow the red from the nose up and continue the red from like the side mirrors to like along with the body line basically, like up
hmm
underneath the halo and then kind of meet in between the unit credit and HP, like height wise. Like follow the
Yeah,
body lines would probably look better and you could keep the white, I guess.
or just not send it back so far. Keep it closer to the monocoque, right at the
True.
intake. Just stop it there. Let it kind of be this ring that is around the driver.
It's not a bad idea. He'd still look like a fried egg, but
Yeah,
there's no
I don't
stopping
think
it.
that's the worst part about the livery. I find
No,
it great,
no. At
actually.
least it's Lewis with the yellow helmet. Uh, and you said you had them.
Middle of B.
Okay, so we agree on that. There's
Yeah, yeah.
no change in there. Uh, let's do Haas.
They're my number one livery.
I had a feeling. I have
Yeah,
them very top of A.
yeah. I just think it's a good looking car. It looks aggressive. All of their logo placement makes sense. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I guess top of A, bottom of S for me. So I think we have them.
yeah,
You have them above Racing or Red Bull,
I do.
and then I had Red Bull above them. So I don't know if we're changing that. I mean,
You might have to arm wrestle
honestly,
me.
I'd almost put them at a tie, to be honest. Like, obviously, there's some bias. Red Bull's my team. Um, this livery is, like you said, it's very well done. I like an aggressive looking livery. It's it's nice. It's spot on. Um, yeah, I mean, it's probably I could throw them in S. That's, in my opinion, tied with Red Bull, but
I think Haas is going to look better on track than Red Bull will. Red
with
Bull's
this
renderings
livery,
look great.
100
Yeah,
percent, this will look. I mean, the aggressiveness of it will look better on track. I think Red Bull always has like a pretty car, but it's not necessarily the best in motion looking
yeah,
car.
yeah. Well, during day races, I just think that blue is not going to pop as it is being shown in renderings and in the reveal. So
Yeah,
that's what
so
has Haas above it for me.
livery design team, round of applause. It's a
No
good looking
notes.
livery. Yeah, I got the Red Bull in this. I got nothing.
And I'm
Uh,
excited to see Toyota.
yes, that will be exciting. And that leaves us with,
Got Audi and Alpine.
yeah. Do you want to tackle one before the other?
Um, Alpine's a simple one for me. I've got
Okay.
them in C, alone in C, because it's essentially just a carbon copy of last year's livery on the new car.
They're last for me because of that. Like,
Yeah. See, the way that I looked at it too is which of these liveries like catch my eye, and I think the blue and pink like is always great. I know some people prefer the pink over the blue. I think a mixture of it's good. Um, I thought last year's livery was underrated. this is the same livery, so I also think it's underrated. But they definitely get dock points for doing nothing with it.
That's literally why I put them in last, because I felt like, obviously, we were joking that this is the most important part of the cars, but nothing. Which, I mean, they did terrible in the constructors, so I understand if you don't want to put anything into your livery. Totally understandable, but you could try a little bit.
Yeah, Flavio just didn't want to spend any money there.
No.
What do you mean
No.
redesign a livery? We've already designed a livery.
I'm 75 years old. Why do we need a livery? Just make it all pink.
We need as much money as possible for when Colapinto puts this thing in the wall.
I like Colpinto, but that's facts.
I do too, but that dude crashes a lot.
Kid's fast, but avoid the grass.
My favorite Drive to Survive quote.
I'm not very far into it, but it's a good one.
Gotta stay away from the grass.
So you had them in C.
C, alone in C.
I mean, I guess I'll put them in C with you, because I was just being very cruel on the fact that they didn't do anything. You have them alone in C, but did we put Williams in C?
I think we could. I would definitely have Williams over Alpine.
Oh, 100%. Williams C plus, Alpine C, and then we put Caddy and RB and D. And we're just missing Audi, and then we have to talk about McLaren.
Okay.
Because we didn't fully decide that one. Okay. I have Audi in B. I don't really know where in B.
I've got them in the middle of A, behind McLaren, but ahead of Aston.
Okay, I would put them ahead of Aston too. I did.
There's a lot of people that don't like this livery.
I like simple designs. So I honestly, looking at my notes, the way that I moved, I just tend to have the teams lower than you, I guess, on a lot of them. So
Just a hater.
yeah, I guess so. So I had them second in B.
I have them
So
second in A.
I had them behind McLaren, so we kind of did that the same. I like the simplicity, the top view. It looks like someone took a silver car and dipped it in a color bucket, and then like only dunked it halfway, took it out, which is kind of cool.
I mean, the R8 is Audi's flagship car, right? And so when I look at this and I see the red, orange, or whatever their official color is, I see that same panel on the back side of the R8. So I see where the inspiration came from. The silver looks great. The bright red. I do wish they did more with the shark fin. I think that's one of my favorite things about the new generation of cars is the shark fins back. That little line from the intake to the back wing. It's just black with a BP logo that's kind of out of place. So they could have done more there, but I like it.
It's just, I mean, it's just clean. Very clean.
Is it clean because they don't have a lot of sponsors yet?
I was say there's just. I was looking at a picture. I'm trying to think of something to say. I'm like, so do they just not have any sponsors? Or, it's clean. It's. I don't want to call it aggressive, but like the colors make it like that a little bit. I think the silver will disappear once it's moving, basically.
Yeah.
I think the like red orange will take over. But yeah, so you have that in A. I had it in B.
Yeah, I have them as the fourth best.
I had them as 5th.
Okay.
So I had Red Bull, Haas, Merc, McLaren, Audi. But I didn't, so when I did it for S tier, my S tier was like top dog, and then I wouldn't put anybody else in S tier. So that's how like Haas ended up in A, like top A. So that's kind of where some of our stuff shifted, I think.
So I have a proposition for you then.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Red Bull goes behind Haas, and McLaren can move to B. We both take a hit. Papaya rules.
So,
It's all fair.
papaya rules. So it would be Haas, Red Bull, Audi, McLaren. That's what you're saying?
Do we think Audi's above McLaren?
I had it behind McLaren, but
I have McLaren
I'm
over
looking at
Audi.
these more. Let me pull up McLaren's livery again. I had them in front of Audi. I feel like I liked Audi a little bit more, but you did point out the wheels. Now I'll put McLaren in front still. Wait, what am I getting out of this right now? Nothing.
You've been bamboozled.
Actually, yeah, like, wait a second. This is a lose-lose. Good job. You used your entire brain today.
That's it. No more.
Okay. Even though this is a lose-lose, I'll put Haas in front of Red Bull. And they're both an S.
Correct.
Swap those. McLaren
And then I think
A.
the last thing to talk through was Aston.
Yes, McLaren and Audi A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then in B, I currently have Merc, Aston, Ferrari. Not really in a specific order, but
I think if I saw these cars in person,
where's
the
Aston?
Aston would look better. Based solely on
Out of those three?
that British green. Yeah.
I agree. And then I think Merc, and then I think Ferrari.
Agreed.
I think the Ferrari just has too much white. I don't know. When I think of a Ferrari, it's like true Ferrari. It's just red. And they swear by their Ferrari ways. So why is it not just red? Like, make it red.
Oh, they've proven over past years that they don't know how to do liveries. They made a big hype about HP, and they were going to do a blue car, and there was all these fan renderings of a blue Ferrari, and it was like, if you're going to be different, be different. And then they came out, and like the wing was blue, and you're like, really? So they need some help.
I think they need to. The blue Ferrari would be fun. That's different.
Let it be
I think
different.
they need to do a black Ferrari and not hint at it at all, and just show up with a black Ferrari.
Well, they do that all the time with special race suits. I'm like, so I see their
Stop with the race suits. Stop with the race suits. Like, okay, you look at the Ferrari right now. Make it black. Talk to HP. Make the freaking HP red if you have to on the black. Do the numbers red and just black out everything.
So a segue, but you sparked something in me. Have you taken a look at Audi's team kit?
No,
or at least
but
part of their team
can
kit?
do that really fast.
So Mercedes had Adidas last year, right? And they've got some like really prominent white stripes on the shoulders. Well, Audi's sponsored by Adidas as well. But they took a completely different approach to their team kit. They still have all of the logos, but everything is blacked out. So all the logos are there, but it's more like gloss print on a black shirt. So you can read it if you want to, but it's much more subtle. So you can do something like that, right? Maybe do a matte black car with a gloss sponsors. It's going to be impossible to see during the race, but yeah.
Yeah. Now you're making me think of one of the teams had horrendous team kits I saw this year. I don't remember who it was. I'll find out and I'll bring that to another.
I'm not wild about any of the team kits, to be honest.
No. I don't really care about team kits that much, to be honest.
Nor do I. I think I'm just upset because I want to buy a new McLaren shirt and not wild about their new one. It is with Puma versus Alpine Stars, so a little different.
Yeah.
It's got the like oversized baggy one that Ferrari had last year that looked okay.
I do remember seeing Puma. We'll see how that turns out. Never been the biggest Puma clothing fan, but, to each their own. It's not really you know, like I said, team kits.
Got some Puma Speed Cats that I use for sim racing, but
Waiting to see like Max or Hadjar wearing a Red Bull hat that I actually really like, because I feel like their kits have been okay in the past, but they're always wearing some stupid hat.
I saw something, I don't know if it's a rumor, but like the hats where it's literally just the sun and the two bulls, the Red Bull logo, that you can only get that hat if you're a Red Bull athlete. So
That's
I don't
pretty
know
dope.
if that's true. But Max always has the one where it has like the giant AlphaTauri on the side because he's sponsored by them.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's just too much going on. That's my problem with a lot of the team kit merch is like, I don't want to be a billboard. I just want to rip my team.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
Speaking of segues, thoughts on the new regulations? Do you got anything?
I'm eager to see how it goes in Australia. I have some concerns. I'm optimistic about certain parts. You know, the improvement of reducing dirty air. I've got some concerns about battery, both deployment and recharge. I know they're having to do weird clipping stuff where they're staying on throttle, but mashing the downshift can't be good for the gearbox either. So I think they're going to have issues throughout the year with batteries and gearboxes, and just reliability in general. It's a new rig set, new engines. We're going to have a lot of DNFs, I think, in the first half of the year especially.
Fried gearboxes in first gear around hairpins.
Yeah. I'm also concerned about, once we actually get cars following other cars, how much that has a impact on pace and braking distance. We might see a lot of people getting rear-ended and broken front wings.
I know there's some big concerns on how close you have to follow to make passes, and the amount of clips I saw of people, fighting in training and going for an overtake, dumping battery, only making it halfway down the straight just for the other driver to dump their battery. But then once their battery is done, you finally get the overtake, which is basically a dive bomb in the corner. But then the overtaker has to dump it to first to recharge, which is where rear end's going to happen. It's just going to be this like ugly, I don't know, it'll be interesting.
Cue video of Stroll rear-ending Ricardo in China.
Cue Max saying it's Formula E on steroids and pissing everybody off, but it's like, it's too battery reliant. I think that might be what we see, because we talked, I don't know, a month ago, I said, it'll be interesting because they can use overtake wherever they want. So you would think that maybe you'd see some interesting spots, which I think we might. Someone might get a little ballsy with the battery and send it around like a gradual turn or something like that. But as soon as you get to the straight, if you don't have your battery, you're screwed.
I think that's part of where the confusion lies too, because now they've got these different modes. They have boost mode, which my current understanding is that's available whenever. You can use it to attack or defend. But then you also have overtake mode, which you can only use when you're within a second. And then everybody has straight mode. So how that dynamic impacts the racing, I think to be determined. We're going to have to wait to see cars on track to really understand the impact there. But I'm concerned about fans' understanding of this. It's complex and it's new terminology, and it's not very clear, right? Like boost mode and overtake mode are too similar, right?
I mean, they sound like the same thing other than the required 1 second.
Yeah. Well, especially when what they're now calling boost mode was previously called overtake. It's just, a little messy. I'm excited for whatever it is, 2029 or 2030 when we get V8s back in this thing. We can stop thinking about batteries. I look at lower series, like I look at F2 and, even like WEC and IMSA and endurance championships and how good the racing is there. Like they don't need these battery systems. I know the goal here was to be sustainable, but we're at the point where we can do that with sustainable fuels. So
that's what Formula E is for. With
right.
batteries.
Right.
No, and that's what's exciting about watching those racing series is it's just raw racing. It
Yeah.
gets obviously formula cars break very easy with contact, but you can race. I mean, you see who's aggressive in the Formula One series and who's not as aggressive. Like there's contact. You have an inch left on the track. Like we can do that with the V8s. No battery issues. Like, oh, he's in recharge mode. Like, who cares about recharge? Like, you should be able to put your foot down and get everything you want, or light up. Like, you know, let's see who breaks first. Whatever.
Can I go on a rant for a minute?
Yes, absolutely.
So rewind the clock to 2024, and Max and Lando are fighting for the championship, and it seemed like every week we were talking about who was first at the apex, and it's such a big rule in F1. If it's your corner, then you have the right to essentially push someone off track, and I think that ruins a lot of racing in F1. So I would love to see that rule go away or be significantly modified moving forward. I think it should be much simpler. Don't push someone off track. Doesn't matter if you're ahead or behind.
Yeah, I mean, make the corner. That's
Yeah.
Or at that point, you just loosen up track limits on the corners because, like you brought up other series. I mean, people just get, for better term, yeeted off track, and they just keep racing, or they just go around them off track. Like
Yeah. Well, and then you get whiny radio messages.
then you get Lando Norris on the radio, and
hey, watch it. No, but yeah, so I'd love to see that change. I saw a clip of some super formula racing over in Japan, and they're side by side through multiple corners, and you just don't get that in F1 because the second someone has a corner, they push them wide.
That's funny. I saw that clip today. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So.
But that's what we should get. Like you have. I mean, honestly, the people I see do the most currently are Oscar and Max, where like they take the overtake on the outside, like super aggressive or really tight inside line that most people wouldn't expect. And was it Imola that Max took was it turn 2 this last season on Piastri?
Over Piastri? Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like that's racing. That's what you want to see. No one's complaining. Everyone's like, oh, that's well, I mean, Max put himself in a situation where he got the grass and he's out, like raced over. That's it.
Yeah.
That's done.
Yeah, but the other side of the coin is we need that rule because we need things to talk about as content creation. What else are we going to talk about? We got to have controversy, so we need shit rules to make controversy.
Bitchy corner rule. Yeah, stupid rule.
Yeah.
Just let them run into each other at this point. I'd rather that than.
Well, for that matter, one of my other genuine concerns about this rake set is the active front aero. We see a lot of broken front wings, and now all of a sudden, when that's a significant impact on your straight line speed.
And we're worried about rear-ending people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's going to be carnage this season.
I was thinking the other day, talking about the front aero and how it's active now. How long does a wing change take now?
They showed some clips about that in testing. It's really hard to tell. There's like some quick. My understanding is that there's some quick connects and disconnects when they take the wing off, and you can actually see like the actuators on the front of the nose coming down, which are the part like pulling on the front wing. It's very similar to the device they had on the front wing, or on the rear wing rather, for DRS, which they're still using today. But now it's like two rods on either side of the nose. So I think it's just about supplying power to those things.
I figured it was some sort of quick connect, but it's just,
yeah.
I was curious. And then, so maybe they have that figured out. But if you take decent wing damage, the quick connect on the other side could get damaged technically. Like maybe you get the wing on, but maybe you don't have active aero on the front. Like.
Yeah, well, I mean, they kind of showed it, but they obviously weren't at full speed. It wasn't pit stops pace, right? But you kind of saw what they needed to do, and they actually needed to, like, one of the mechanics needed to step over the front wing and basically stand in that triangle between the front wing, the nose, and the wheel. So if that needs to happen during a pit stop, I think that slows you down pretty significantly.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see. See who breaks their nose first.
It'll happen first race, first lap of the first race. I can almost guarantee it.
Lance Stroll, turn 1. Sorry, Lance.
Are we?
No, probably not. It'll probably be a new team or Lindblad or something like that.
Hadjar was in the wall before the race started last year. You never know.
Yeah. Drive to Survive brought up some bad memories for that guy. Poor guy.
Got it out of the
Turned
way
out to be
early.
great. Turned out to be great. Where are we on? It's hard to make predictions until after Australia, so we'll make some rough where we think teams are, and then we'll reassess after the race, and we'll make true predictions, and then we can kind of go at it on that if we want. But let's see if we can come to a rough who we think is top dog right now and following.
Yeah.
I think Mercedes is going to be good.
I think Mercedes is going to be good. I think Red Bull is going to be good. And I think Ferrari think they might have the best car.
I mean,
and the reason that I say that is you don't go to testing having a kebab spinning wing unless you're so confident in the rest of your car that you can spend that critical time dinking around with the rear wing geometry.
I think they just have a shenanigan button to mess with people. Like, hey, we're faster than you. Let me flip my wing upside down.
Have you seen the meme that someone made where they actually edited the wing spinning to just a kebab on a stick on the back of the car? Oh,
I need to find that.
The best. But yeah, I think Ferrari thinks they're good. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they think they are and they aren't. We've seen that before. So I think Mercedes is a safe bet. I think Red Bull's done a really good job of kind of understating their performance. I'm hearing a lot of really good things about their new power unit.
I think Ford have proved in other series that they can bring a race car to most occasions, basically. Not necessarily the best, but I know Formula One's like a whole new thing, but I think they kind of have proven a bloodline that, hey, we're not going to show up and be, bottom tier team.
Yeah, I mean Red Bull too, for that matter. I think the Ford stamp on this engine is kind of a with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Because I think they only provided like electrical components and like advice, or like their scope was pretty minimal on this. A lot of it was actually just developed by Red Bull. But I mean, they seem to be fairly reliable from testing. It might be the best sounding engine so far.
That counts.
Yep.
Well, and they're also, I mean, you saw lots of clips of Verstappen, which kind of got a little bit of a buzz of him dumping it into first gear kind of before everyone else was.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're not scared to rev that engine way up there.
Yeah.
And build the battery quick.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to have to do that to build the battery, but like I said before, I think that's my concern for the gearbox is when you're just jamming that thing down so many gears so quickly, it's just going to shorten the lifespan. But yeah, I think those are the three top dogs. I think.
What's your rough order? I'm thinking Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. I honestly don't have an opinion on McLaren yet. Didn't hear a lot about them.
I do. We'll get there. I think for me, I think the safe bet is Mercedes.
Absolutely.
I would put Ferrari at 2 just because I think they have potential to be 1 or 5. It just depends. We're going to have to wait and see what the real pace is.
And Hamilton's dating a Kardashian, so it's...
Oh, yeah,
that's a
bad
curse.
juju. Bad juju.
Yeah, it's up to Leclerc.
But I think Red Bull's a top 3 car no matter who else is up there.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty good. I think McLaren's probably going to be fighting for 4th in the Constructors' Championship this year, and it hurts my soul to say that. But you could hear the way they talked about that car in testing. They had to take a pretty conservative approach to designing this car. we forget that they won the Constructors' Championship the last 2 years, so that means they've got the shortest amount of wind tunnel time.
Yeah.
So their ability to kind of be aggressive with their aero package is not there. And then they're a customer team, right? So they just have to accept what Mercedes gives them in terms of an engine. So I think they're going to be good. They might be best of the rest, fourth place.
They
Feels
might
about
figure it
right
out
for them.
mid-season or something like that. Might.
They've done it before, but with this new reg set, I think it's going to be a fairly long road to get there. I wouldn't be surprised. Excuse me. Wouldn't be surprised to see some podiums. Um, Maybe even a race win if they get lucky, but I don't think they're going to be up there every race like they were the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of agree on that. I don't really know how to group the rest of the field, especially like you said, McLaren is a customer team along with a whole bunch of other people. So, I mean, in testing, they're not Mercedes isn't required to give them, level one of the engine. They could give them like, level two, tier two, and basically be like, oh, here's the full spec on race weekend, and then they kind of got to figure it out. So.
I don't know the specifics of how that works. I'm sure there's checks and balances, but I'm sure there's also games. Um,
And then who's actually hiding so much performance? I mean, that's why like race one is kind of the big tell, or quality really.
Everybody's hiding performance. I mean, fuel loads, ballast, engine mode, like all of those times during testing are just nonsense, right? With the exception of maybe Aston. I think
I think they're
everyone
bad.
has come to the consensus agreement that Aston is just bad, and it's not necessarily Newey's fault. It's not even Stroll's fault. Um,
Or Fernando's fault. I mean, Fernando was bashing.
well, I was gonna get there. I think Fernando is having the same nightmare that he's had previously about Honda engines. This engine just doesn't seem to be the business. Sounds like they're going to have recharge issues. They're probably going to have reliability issues based on the way
They
they did
couldn't
testing.
go high RPM.
Well, they did 6 laps on the last day of testing and decided that was good enough. So it's either a really good sign or a really bad sign.
I'm
I'm going to
guessing
take it as
bad.
the bad. Yeah.
We're not going to blow this engine up. We need this one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's kind of a shame. I do think the jury's still out. They could come with a massive upgrade package and just be like tremendously sandbagging it. They do have Newey. They've got Lawrence Stroll's money. It wouldn't surprise me if at the end of the day, they show up in Australia and they're in the first few rows. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they're on the back row.
I think they start on the back row or near the back for sure. But I think with Newey and the funding, we know what Newey can do. So I think summer break, you might be looking at like a whole different team than what they brought to, race one. But I don't. Maybe middle of the pack by end of the year. I don't know. We'll see race one. Like if they're truly 4 seconds off the pace, like they're going to be getting lapped like real quick. So we'll see. I don't know.
So I think we've locked in our top 4 and our current bottom team. What do we think about the others? We got RB, Haas, Williams, Alpine, Cadillac, and Audi.
I really enjoy Williams as a team. James Vowles, Carlos Sainz, Albon. I feel like you have like it's like a good group of dudes. I don't know. They're like a nice team. I don't know how to put it. I think they're going to be decent this year. Like I know they claim to put everything into this next season. From a quarter through last season, they're like, oh, we're putting everything in development. I think they'll be decent. Haas have proven to be fast. I mean, they can be fast. I think Behrman's going to have a big step up. I don't think Caddy's going to be good. Audi kick didn't look terrible at the end of the year.
Agreed.
I don't know what that transfer looks like. I don't know if it's literally a relabel. They have a good driver lineup. I think Bortoletto's going to be solid.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty safe bet that Cadillac's going to be over the moon if they make it into Q2. I think this
Yes.
car's destined for the back half of the field. Williams, I'm kind of on the same page with you. I love James. I like Carlos. I like Alex. They're kind of like, I always root for the underdog.
They're like the
and I
good
think
guy underdog team.
they check every box there for me. The thing that concerns me is they're not passing crash. They took forever to pass the crash test. They're overweight.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah.
And I think that's going to hurt them. So maybe they can upgrade their way out of it, but they're definitely starting behind the curve. So we'll see.
See, I forgot. It's been a few weeks since I've heard that mentioned. A lot of things have like overshadowed that. So, yes, but still rooting for them as an underdog.
They'll get some points. I don't know that they're fighting for best of the rest, though.
No, I don't think so. I think Alpine's still going to be bad.
Agreed. However, they now have the Mercedes engine.
True. Yes, they did change. They should have a better fight. I mean, maybe they're in the middle this year. I don't know if I really believe in Flavio at all, to be honest.
No.
He just seems like an a-hole.
His old guard. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes old guard's new, but I felt bad for Colapinto on that couple episodes I've watched so far. Poor kid. And then, I mean, yeah, they get the Merc engine, and then I think until we really see what this, Ford partnership is, I think Racing Bulls is kind of hard to predict. And
I wouldn't
you're
be
gonna have a
surprised.
rookie, and dude, what's his face? Brain fart. No, Lindblad and the frick's the other driver? Blonde kid.
What team are you talking about?
RB.
Liam.
Goodness. Liam. I no hate on Liam. I just don't think he's as good as he was kind of hyped up to be.
I think he has been force-fed a shit sandwich.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
He's had zero consistency and nothing but pressure, and you kind of got to see him turn it on at the end of last season. He's not my favorite driver, but I think he's been dealing with some poor circumstances, and so if that car's decent, I think he's going to be decent.
I mean, I think he's a good driver. I don't think he's as good as it. Like, they put him in Red Bull and expected him to be amazing right away, which...
I'm genuinely concerned about Hadjar doing the same thing. Too much pressure too quick.
But at least he got, like, a good amount of time at RB.
And it's also a new reg set, right? So it's more of starting at square. Well, he's starting at square one, right? Like Max has had, what was it, 5 years with that car?
Yeah.
Versus a rookie coming in, trying to drive that same car, which, by the way, was designed specifically for the way Max drove. So Hadjar's got an advantage that's no longer the case.
Talked about with that too, though, is he has an experience in that car and it's designed basically for him. But you have, let's say Liam was, building his this way, and then or tuning it, and then Max was tuning his this way, and then once Liam or whoever saw that, oh, we're not keeping up with his time, they're like, oh, well, give me Max's settings. But the problem is he drives a very aggressive knife edge, and unless you were tuning towards that, you're jumping to a whole different way of driving, and I think people can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like sim racing, and you're slowly making the settings harder. You don't just go like, oh, I have every assist on possible to no assist. Like, you're literally not going to make it through one corner.
Yeah.
I've experienced that. It's awful. But I think the new reg set gives Hadjar a better shot.
Agreed.
I'm not saying he'll be good, but at least it's like, okay, you can't necessarily expect him to be on the same level. So I don't think most drivers don't have the race IQ that Max has. I mean, like Hamilton's a genius. Alonso has great racecraft. Like, you have some of these old dogs, but there's a race IQ that's different. So I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how he does.
At some point, we're going to have our driver ranking tier list that we run through together. And spoiler alert, we agree that Max is on the top of that list.
Yes, we've done
by
this
a
before
long shot.
last season, but
What do you think about Haas? For me, they're a dark horse. I could easily see V-Carb and Haas fighting in that
I think
fourth,
they'll
fifth
fight.
place in the championship.
I really like Behrman.
Agreed.
I'm not a fan of
Ocon.
Ocon. Not a
think
big
what
fan
it
of
was-
Ocon. He's always been kind of bitchy for me, but
Well, I think what it was is all, I think we both started by watching Drive to Survive, right? And so
Yeah,
we
a few
saw the
years
seasons
ago.
where Gasly and Ocon were fighting. And I'm by no means a Gasly fan, but I think I definitely took Gasly's side.
I did too. That's the
And
problem.
and Ocon's driving style and the way he drives on track is just not what I agree with. He's a good driver. He's a Formula One driver, but
He's a little more.
he's on the lower end of my tier list. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think Behrman's decently better than him as a driver, but Ocon's not terrible. He's
No, I mean
I don't-
Behrman's going to wind up in that Ferrari seat in the near future. I think Ferrari's going to let Lewis drive off into the sunset based on whatever timeline he wants.
toss
Sooner
Behrman.
rather than later, I think would be my guess there.
I think he's
but I
maybe
think
got
that's
2 years.
Behrman's. I think that's Behrman's seat when Lewis is gone.
I mean, he proved he could drive in a
Yep.
Ferrari. I mean,
Yep.
different reg set, but I mean, he jumped in and the kid performed
Yeah, on a
on
difficult track.
no warning on a difficult track. Like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, you're driving. By the way,
I think Audi. I'm kind of with you, right? Like new team, but how much of it is new? It's the same drivers, the same team principal.
quality drivers.
Yeah, good drivers. Veteran and solid rookie
A
season
fast,
from Bortoletto.
fast rookie.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be scoring points fairly consistently. I think they're gonna be up there. I don't know that they're fighting for fourth or fifth again, but I think they're
6th,
better
7th.
they're better than Cadillac. They're probably better than Alpine.
Probably better than Aston.
Oh, given. That's a given. But yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the rookies or younger drivers, I think we both agree that we think Max is going to be better than Hadjar. Where are you at on George and Antonelli? Because I think Antonelli has a gift. I think he's good. Very good.
I think there are so many people that speak about Antonelli as this generational talent that I think you have to agree with that on some level until he proves otherwise.
Yes.
I think George Russell gets a lot of hate. I think he's a pretty damn good driver. I think he is potentially a future world champion, maybe even this year. But I think long term, when George is retired, and when Kimi's driven out his career, it wouldn't surprise me to say that Kimi's had a better career.
I can agree with that. But scope it down to this year. Who do you think is going to score more points before we get a race under our belt?
Russell.
I'm going to go Kimi on that. Let's
Yeah?
see. Yeah, I'm going to give it to him. I will say I was a George hater when I started following F1, but I have grown to like him. I also watched his interview on the podcast that I told you about, and that kind of made me like him more, but he is a very good driver.
I think
I don't
his
like his whiny
experience
side.
No, I think his experience is going to come to play here. I think the grit that it takes to win a championship. I don't know that Kimi has it yet. Kimi's
I
still
could
a
see
little
that.
volatile. I think he might buckle under pressure in ways that George might not. But we have seen George crash out right?
Yeah.
So that's a tough call, but I
Yeah.
think I've got to go experience over potential.
I mean, you're describing McLaren's driver championship run. Piastri was looking unstoppable there for a minute, and then he just had a terrible back third of the season.
Yeah,
And the dude doesn't collapse to anything. Like, I think that's one that this year. I know I give you a lot of Lando hate, most of it's just fun play, but I truly think Piastri is scary good, and he gets better every single year. And he's to that point where he's not a rookie anymore. Lando has a ton of experience. Piastri has enough. I think that McLaren, like two number one drivers is true, but I think Lando's going to have to kind of fight it even more this year.
I could agree with that.
I mean, one of them might figure out the car sooner, but I think when it comes to skill, I think Piastri's.
Do you think McLaren has the best driver lineup this season? Not long term or past, but this season.
Let me just think through the cars really quick. Yes, with one asterisk.
Explain.
If Hamilton is actually Hamilton this year, I say they're number two. I think if you have a good Ferrari and you have Leclerc and Hamilton, I don't think they're losing.
Agreed with that thought experiment. I just disagree with the Ferrari fans, apparently. I think Lewis is kind of washed.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying if Lewis is actually the
Yeah.
Lewis we all say, like, oh, 7-time world champion, like if that's who we get.
Yeah.
And he's a great driver. I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Like if their car is actually top three and you get both of them on point, I think it's hard to say. I mean, it's them or McLaren. I think you give McLaren, like I said, I think you give it to McLaren
Let's
day.
cut to the chase here then. Who's winning the championship? Or who are your top three who might win the championship?
Drivers or constructors?
Drivers.
That's not fair because we don't know how good the McLaren car is.
I don't think one of the McLaren drivers is winning the championship. Coming from a McLaren fan.
Doesn't that just hurt to say?
Yes, but
George, Max. If we truly think the McLaren's not that good, I'd say Leclerc. If the McLaren ends up being a top three team, I'd say Piastri.
I think your
first
stab was right. For me, it's Max, George, or Charles. It's one of those three.
I think it's the three. I'm just saying if the McLaren, like let's say Ferrari's car is truly not as good as they think it is, and McLaren steps into number three, their lineup is very close. I say Piastri because I think he's going to take a step up. But the only thing that goes into that would change my mind is Lando is such like an emotional driver, but he just got a driver's championship, so he should come in with all the confidence in the world. Should. But he's also like does one bad race and he's like, I suck at life.
He's just in his feels, man. He's a mama's boy. Lay off.
But yeah, I would say Max, George, Charles, whatever order. Those are the top three teams.
I think this season is probably not going to be a fight. I think there's going to be one team that is significantly faster than the others, and it's going to be probably Ferrari, Mercedes, or Red Bull, and then one of those three drivers. That's my opinion.
I mean, new regs, you kind of expect that, right? Like one team has it figured out, and then the next year everyone copies the one team.
Yeah, look at the advantage Red Bull had 2022.
No shot.
Yeah. So.
All right. We could talk for hours, so that's actually a perfect segue into what we'll end with. Predictions for Australia. Podium.
Are you going to make me choose one person or like one definitive podium?
Well, I feel like we just came up with our podium. So, who's going to win of the three if that's our podium?
Well, let me check one thing.
Weather?
Yep.
If it's raining, Max is going to win.
Well, I mean, there's always weather shenanigans.
If it's raining, you know who's good in the rain? Kimmy.
It's true. It's very true. No rain predicted.
Okay.
Just because I know you're going to say Max, I'm going to say Charles.
I actually wasn't going to say Max. That's funny.
No? No? Okay.
No, I'm going to give it to George.
Hmm.
I think Mercedes has an advantage. That's the only reason. But I would say George, Max, Charles. That would be my podium for race 1.
Yeah. If anyone else was going to creep up there, let's say Ferrari does Ferrari things and they botch the strategy.
Piastri, it's his home race.
I like that.
And he needs revenge from last year. I've never seen someone try to get out of the grass so hard in their entire life in a race.
No.
I mean, homie
He was not
creeped it
giving
out,
up.
and then he drove his face off.
I can be down with that.
He still got points last year, and he got stuck in the grass. Yeah, that's my George, Max, Charles. If Ferrari does Ferrari things, Piastri, probably followed by Lando. Or I mean that could be Kimi, Lando. Who the heck knows what Hadjar is going to look like in a Red Bull? I have no freaking idea. Like, that dude is the biggest question mark right now. I don't know. Yeah.
Who's the first one to crash?
What, turn 1 in Australia is a lefty, and
Righty.
It's like an S.
Quick right left.
Oh, it's a gentle right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a gentle right into a tough left to
But it's
like
tight.
Yeah, I know it's a tight left. It's either gonna be someone at the very front or someone at the very back. Let's go.
There's only one right answer here.
I mean, Stroll's the right answer.
With?
Ocon.
Oh.
That's a
Colapinto.
good guess.
Stroll and Colapinto.
Stroll and Colapinto. So that means Colapinto's in front. Stroll rear ends him, and he's just like, "What the hell is this guy doing, man?"
Or Colapinto makes a mistake, and then Stroll just drives into him because he doesn't know how to react.
Colapinto is actually, I forgot about him. That's a good. I hope the best for the guy, though. So
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be contact turn 1.
Did you see the clip of him getting ready for the practice start? He almost put it in the wall, trying to
Yes.
do a burnout.
I did see that. I think he's just too heavy. He's lead-footed.
Yeah, it's just a really heavy foot.
No brakes. Literally no brakes. Podium crash. I said Stroll was the right answer, but I'm gonna say. I hate to do it to RB, but I'm gonna say Lindblad.
Yeah?
Rookie. First race. The hard thing is we don't know where anyone's gonna quali. So, I mean, if you're if RB's in the middle of the pack on a sharp turn.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the chaos, so I could see him crashing because that's the first time you're truly in an F1 race with cars around you.
Yeah. Or a hot take, because Ferrari's got such an advantage on the start that they just blow everyone out of the water but can't find a clear path and rear end somebody.
True. Yeah, if they're in like 4th or 5th on quali. Yeah. That'll be interesting, actually. That's very dangerous. Imagine Lewis puts it on the wall in quali, starts in so he put in a lap time, but he's like 16th, and if he has a rocket ship on the start, it's like a bullet, man. Yeah. I don't know. No,
I'm
we'll
excited to
end it.
see how wrong we were.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be very wrong in everything. For all we know, Williams wins the race and Haskett's P2, and Cadillac ends up P3. Something crazy. No,
Haas
it's not gonna
P2
happen.
would be nuts.
Yeah, that would be nuts. But we'll end it there. Until next time. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time on Purple Sector. Goodbye.